Sports on Tap Detroit, brought to you by Tap and Barrel Grill, the Realtors of the Joe Wright Group, Jason Stiltner of Flagstar Bank, Baldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, with loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With news that's jaw dropping, they're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them what's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Nothing. You gotta bring me on anything. Yeah, seriously, you gotta tell me these things.
It's more fun if I don't.
I guess. Welcome to episode 163 of Sports on Tap Detroit, alongside Joe Waddell. I'm Chris Scott. Besides kind of screwing me over with that intro, how are you?
I was good before that, and I'm even better now because that was fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Thanks. I appreciate that. Fucking dick.
Buddy?
Oh, we're going to have a lot more of that sound coming up later, so be prepared for the crickets coming up later. We figured it'd be better than dead air. So
Yeah, it was either crickets or dead air, and we figured dead air is no good for anybody.
So give you something. So, obviously, with that being said, let's get into, I guess, the week that was in the NFL, and maybe like the week coming up, because I mean, obviously, it's Thanksgiving week, so I don't know if there's any bye weeks this week. Is there?
There are not.
Yeah.
I'm really not liking the way they did these bye weeks. So they had a few scattered throughout.
They had like 6 teams off this past week, didn't they?
This past week there were 6 teams off. Yeah. This week coming up there's none, and then in week 14 there's 6 teams off.
For fantasy purposes?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I know there's some people out there that are like, "Fuck your fantasy teams." Okay,
no, I'm with them. Fuck your fantasy teams. I don't give a shit about your fantasy teams.
The main reason why the NFL is so big is because they've embraced fantasy football and gambling, and putting week 14, 6 teams off on week 14 just makes zero sense. And if you're looking at it football wise, it makes
shows how much they care about your fantasy
well,
team.
it makes zero sense football wise either, though.
Right.
So everybody else got their week buys earlier, but you gave 6 teams a bye towards the end of the season where they can get fresh again to make that last run towards making the playoffs.
Right.
To me, it just doesn't make sense any way you look at it, but whatever. The NFL is going to continue to make money hand over fist.
Of course they are, because the NFL can do no wrong, even though we've pointed out numerous things that they do wrong. It doesn't matter.
I feel like we point out a lot of them.
We do, and people know it. They just don't care.
I don't care.
They don't care. That's their thing. It's like, okay, that's fine.
Listen, I love NFL football as much as
You do.
Probably anybody.
I honestly, you are probably the biggest NFL fan that I know of, and which is great. That's your thing. I like it, not nearly as much as you do, just because of the reasons that we pointed out. There's too much that's wrong with the game. I think the game itself is kind of trash. I do.
I can tell you this year, there's a lot less passing offense this year than there has been in recent years. In not that there isn't still a decent amount, but this year there's been a downswing in passing. There's been a lot more rushing. I mean, you're seeing it from Saquon.
And it's not even that. I just look at the game itself, and it's so sloppy. It's just a lot of bad football, you know. And I think a lot of that has to do with. I think there's too many games. I think 17 games is too many.
My biggest problem is still with the officials.
I think that's a huge part of it.
I think that's the sloppiest part of the game for me. Is you're going to get sloppy play from the the players on the team who aren't the stars, whatever. You're going to get that. It is what it is. I mean, if you look back over the years, there's been sloppy football for years and years and years. No matter what team, you're going to get the guys who aren't quite as good as the rest of them, and it's sloppy. I mean, you saw it last night. I mean, Quentin Johnston. That guy couldn't catch a cold last night.
Dude, if he makes that one catch, that completely changes that game. Because he had so much room to run.
If he makes that one catch, he's probably taking it to the house.
Probably, yeah.
He's probably taking it to the house.
There wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him when he would have caught the ball.
But that one right there led to 2 more drops in that same series.
Yep.
I take it back. I think it was the series after that. But again, he got in his own head. But again, it was sloppy play. It was awful. The guy could not catch a cold. It was ridiculous. But for me, the biggest thing is still the officiating. It's
I don't disagree with you. I think
that's
one of if not the biggest reason that the NFL product itself has gone significantly downhill. I would say within the past 5 to 10 years.
I can't stand watching a game where they throw, because I mean, listen.
Oh, like the flag fests?
If you watch, like really watch, and I'm not talking about fan who calls in radios, casual fan, they're just oh, the Lions are so good now, or oh, Buffalo's so good now. Oh, why aren't you a fan? They're so good now.
Did you even know this team existed fucking a year ago?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It became trendy because they're good.
Right.
But anyway, so if you cast away those fans and you talk to the people who actually watch football, I hate you could throw a flag on every play.
Oh yeah.
You really can.
Oh yeah.
So it's a matter of picking and choosing the most egregious, right? What you're going to let them get away with and what you're not. All I ever ask for is consistent reffing, consistent play call, consistent penalty calls.
Yeah.
That's it. Be consistent across the board. But it's not. I mean, you get a roughing the passer where the guy barely breathes on the quarterback, and then the next time, dude, the quarterback gets fucking laid out like a Mack truck just running over, and the referee's like, "What?
I didn't see nothing."
What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, the ones that bother me too are the ones that they'll call a penalty on something that had zero to do with the play.
Yeah.
Like, why are we calling that?
It's 15 to 20 yards behind the play or away from the play.
Had nothing to do with
and you're throwing the penalty. It's one thing if it's an unsportsmanlike conduct and they're almost hurting the other player. But if it's like a hold to a guy 20 yards away from the play,
come on,
he was never making that play. No. Shut the fuck up. Well, come on.
Or it seems like a lot of like penalties that seem, just to me, and maybe this is just me, I don't know, but it always seems like when there's ever like a huge stop for the defense, there's always some sort of penalty on it. It's like illegal contact or hands to the face or holding or defensive pass interference. And more to that point, it seems like when there's a huge play for the offense, it's holding, or just something, Something let's play, man.
And
but like you're saying, if it's egregious, call it. Fine.
Some of them are so ticky-tacky, it's ridiculous, bro. I mean, literally, the guy, you see this much of his shirt come up, and it's holding.
Yep.
Like, come on, man.
And frankly, it's not going to get any better until they get full-time refs, which, again, I don't know how a multi-billion-dollar industry does not have full-time refs. I don't understand that. It makes zero sense.
I don't either.
But until that happens, and even when you get full-time referees, obviously it's not going to be perfect, but it'll make it significantly better, I think. And not to mention, not just full-time refs, get younger referees.
Younger referees is a big thing, and I believe they've taken a step forward in the automatic review. Like they do some automatic reviews.
Right. Like that Eye and Sky type shit, which I'm fine with.
I like that.
I do too.
Where when New York sees it and they go, no,
missed this.
We're not going to even let them try to throw a flag on this one. I think younger refs will be great because I sometimes I don't know what these refs are looking at, and I don't know what is it, their cataracts? Is it what is it? I don't know what it is, but like pay for their eye surgery, pay them full time so they don't have to do other jobs on the side. They don't just. Make them take tests.
It's your job to study gameplay and what you should be looking for, instead of just going, well, that might be a hold. I should probably throw a flag on that.
Have you seen a single hip drop tackle call this year?
No.
Neither have I.
Which is weird because I thought going into the season, I thought that was going to be a huge issue.
Have you seen hip drop tackles?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But
I thought that was going to be a huge issue this year.
They said they were going to call those penalties. It's going to be a penalty, right? Well, I've seen the tackles.
I have not.
I've never once seen
I don't
a flag.
think I've seen it called once.
Nope.
I really don't.
But I've seen this. Pass
Penalty.
interference.
Yeah.
Roughing the passer.
Like, yeah, clean
like
hit.
it's insane to me.
I'm still not a fan of the roughing the passer where the guy clean. It's a clean tackle, but you landed on him.
You landed on him with all your weight. Do you realize how fast the game is?
Like,
the guy's got to try to turn his body
I don't
away
get-
from the
that's-
quarterback as he's landing on him.
I don't.
What are we
understand
doing?
that. I never will understand that call. I really don't get it.
You landed
But
completely
we
on
want to
him.
protect our stars. No, you don't. If you wanted to protect your players, let alone your stars, you wouldn't add an extra game to the season. You don't care about your fucking players. Anytime that Roger Goodell comes out and says that we care about our players, you're like MLB owners who say that we don't have the money to spend. You're lying.
Our players is actually code for money.
Yes, our assets.
Yeah.
Yes, our dollar bills.
We want to protect our money.
Exactly. That's literally it.
We would like to
But
protect our money.
when you legitimately look at it, like, no, you don't care. Because as long as it doesn't matter what player it is, as long as they're suiting up in those colors, that's all that matters to you.
Yep.
They're just literally they're a dollar bill. That's what these players are. So like I said, whenever this clown says, "Oh, we care about our players," no, you don't. It's so funny that people actually believe that Roger Goodell and the owners care about their players. They don't. They just care about the almighty dollar, which is why they're going to go to an 18th game. And what's even more funny about that is them going to an 18-game schedule is the NFL Players Union is so weak that they just sit back and take it.
No?
Like, but it's an extra amount of money in the paycheck.
Well, they'll win it over by telling them they're going to get rid of another preseason game.
But that's all you're giving up is a preseason game? Really? That shit's weak to me. Like, that's all you're going to give up to play an extra game? That's weak. But that's the problem with the NFL Players Union is it's so top heavy that they can't all be unified. They can't. It won't work.
No, because they're not all like that top 5% that
Right.
get paid that big money.
Right. But anyways, so saying that, let's get into the week that was here in the NFL season.
Oh, you mean are we going to start off with the
The Week
the
12,
Thursday game?
the Snow Globe game.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I loved it.
First of all, it was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. And your Browns won.
They won, which I'm happy for. I don't get over ecstatic about wins,
Right.
but you know me, I'm more of a fan of the NFL than a team anyway. But yes, the Browns won. Happy about that. I'm happy about that.
I'm happy.
Listen, it was a good win for them. I mean, they battled Pittsburgh hard.
Yeah.
You know, there was some people that are like, "Oh, the only reason they won is because it was in the snow." Well, okay, Pittsburgh was playing in the snow too.
Both teams had to play in it.
That's like Michigan fan with the rain game against Michigan State. They're like, "Well, the only reason Michigan State won is because it was in the rain."
Well, they had to play in it too.
Both teams were playing the same
Right.
elements. I just
Oh.
I want to let you know that.
Yo.
But yeah, it was a good win for them, and I'm telling you, I think you said it in the group text. I went back through and looked. I believe you said you love watching snow games.
I do. It's awesome.
It's fucking great.
Especially how quickly that snow came on. Like when that game started, it was like, okay, it's
It looked cold, but
it
there
looked
was really
cold, little flurries, whatever.
Mm.
But then
Yeah.
it was just like, holy shit.
all of a sudden the field was all
Like
white.
covered. It just covered. You couldn't see the guy kick the ball through the
It's-
uprights.
No, you're right. It was like a blizzard.
It really was.
They would kick the football and it just disappeared into cloud.
Yeah. And even
And
Al
the-
Michaels, he actually was excited for this game. He was digging it. He's like, this is great. I love it.
It makes football it makes watching football more fun. And when we were kids, right, you remember playing football in the snow?
I loved it.
Like it would start snowing and you'd call everybody and be like,
go.
Let's just go play football. It's fucking
It
great.
was one of my favorite things to do as a kid. I loved it. It was so much fun.
That I don't care who would have been playing in that game. It would have been a fun game to watch.
Yep.
Just because of the snow element.
Right. No doubt. But your Browns get the win, beating the hated rival Steelers. The Steelers cannot beat the Browns, man.
Well,
In
I
Cleveland.
mean, I mean, for the last 5-6 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, I mean, they only have 3 wins.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them are against their division rivals in Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Right.
So I mean, they're playing those teams hard. You know, it's just they have a lot of work to do, but it's good to see them fight and get some of these wins here against
is.
good teams.
I
Because
mean-
Baltimore is a really good team. Pittsburgh is a really good team. All right, those are really good wins. Now you need to start fucking putting some of those together.
Yeah, maybe get a quarterback. That might happen.
That would be great. Oh wait, I mean they had one, but now he plays for Tampa, and he won again this week.
Weird how that works.
Yeah, I mean it's not a big win. It was against the Giants, and they're only 5-6 in Tampa right now. They've had a lot of injuries.
They have had,
But
especially to a lot of their key offensive players.
Yeah, but by all accounts, if you look at it, Baker has had a hell of a fucking year, even with those injuries.
Yep.
The guy just is getting it done.
Yep, no doubt. Vikings, Bears. Once again, the Bears find a way to lose. It's got to be tough to be a Chicago Bears fan. It has to be.
Don't you have a friend that's a Chicago Bears fan?
My cousin's wife.
Okay.
They are season ticket holders. She's
Oh,
had
okay.
season tickets for now, I want to say 5 years now.
Ooh, those were
Because she was on a waiting list forever, and then once they made Soldier Field smaller, it took a little longer to get tickets. But she's had it for roughly 5 or 6 years now. Yeah.
right.
So so they go to these games, and I anytime they lose, kind of like they have the past few weeks, I just text. I just say, dude, it's got to suck. But
yeah.
I mean, credit to them for coming back, like they did.
They did.
I don't know if that was more on the Vikings being kind of fraudulent or the Bears.
I'll be honest with
being
you.
decent. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's the Bears being decent. I think they did make some plays. I think it goes back to what you and I say all the time, man. I think sometimes teams just take their foot off the gas,
They do.
and then you get caught standing still all of
Yeah.
a sudden. And this is the NFL. Even bad teams can score pretty quickly when you're standing still. When you take your foot off the gas.
And
You know
again,
what I mean?
you know my thoughts on this. I don't understand why teams do this. I equate it to hockey when you have like a 2 or 3 goal lead and you just kind of sit back.
Yeah, and you
It's
just
like, for what? Just keep doing what you're doing that got you the lead. Like, why are you sitting back? Especially you see it like like before halftime all the time. They'll just play a prevent defense
Yeah.
and like give away 3 points.
Yeah.
It's like, for what?
Why?
Why are you doing that?
Why?
Are you so terrified that they're gonna like go deep and score a touchdown? Like,
That's what I don't understand is you've been doing it the whole game. It's working. All of a sudden you have a lead and you're like, well, we're going to stop doing what's working.
yeah, I just
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
You get your team like all out of flow and out of rhythm. It's dumb. I don't get it. But again, these coaches, they get paid a shitload amount of money to overthink shit. That's literally what they do. It's ridiculous. But I guess good win for the Vikings. They keep pace with the Lions in the NFC North. And speaking of the Lions,
they're 9-2. Lions are 10-1.
Yep. So they
You
went
know?
down to Indianapolis and took care of business like they should. It wasn't an impressive game by any means. It's honestly kind of a boring game. It really was.
Yeah, there was really not much.
I thought it was an atrocious uniform game. Like the all whites, really. So they went from the all grays to the all whites. They look like pajamas. They look fucking stupid.
Well, this game it was pretty much eventless.
It really was.
And here's a question I have. So
yes.
Minnesota 9-2.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm asking you because you're not a Lions fan. Because I know what a Lions fan would say.
Oh, yeah.
More impressive is the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're 10-1. They're mowing teams down. Okay, Minnesota lost the quarterback that they drafted to play.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting Sam fucking Darnold,
Yep.
Mr. I'm seeing ghosts.
Right.
And apparently he's not seeing ghosts anymore. And then this, by all accounts, this was a retool year.
Well,
I
mean, if
I don't wanna-
if you were going to start a rookie quarterback, then
Right,
yes.
like I don't want to say rebuild, but I mean it was a retool rebuild year.
yeah,
They're 9-2.
they are 92.
This is not Lions hate bias here. The more impressive record right now is Minnesota.
No, it's not Lions bashing because we've repeatedly said over the past few weeks that the Lions are the best team in the NFL.
Oh, they are.
But what you're
The
saying
more
now,
impressive record to me is Minnesota.
I would agree with that because of the points you just made. As first of all, they were going to go into the season with a rookie quarterback, but obviously that goes by the wayside once he gets hurt.
Torn MCL.
Basically
torn meniscus.
Basically torn everything.
Yeah.
You know?
So they had to go and have it repaired. And
But
basically
then-
lost the season for
Right.
him.
But then you have Sam Darnold, Mr. I'm Seeing Ghosts,
Cast off.
cast off.
Three different teams?
Yeah, I believe so. And yes, sometimes does it take a minute for a guy to like find his way? Maybe. Again, situation. I mean, who was going to be good with that Panthers team? Nobody.
No.
Who was going to be good with that Jets team? Nobody.
Probably nobody.
You know. So he finally got put into a good situation with arguably the best wide receiver in football, a good coach.
who actually this week
Didn't do shit.
had like 2 catches.
He had 2 catches, and
Sam Darnold still threw for 330 and 2 touchdowns.
Right, and if you believe what he said after the game, I like that attitude. He's like, I don't care. I just want to win. Whatever. That's fine. Spread it around. Do what you got to do. I just want to win. I don't believe him because he's a wide receiver, but it sounds good. It's much better than some stupid shit Jamar Chase would say.
Right.
You know, but in saying this, I think the more impressive record is the Vikings. Again, Lions fans. I'm not saying that they're better than the Lions.
That's not what we're saying.
I'm going to make this crystal clear to you fucking idiots. They're not better than the Lions. The Lions are the best team in football. I'm simply saying what the Vikings have done with a lesser roster makes their record more impressive. That's all I'm saying.
I like how we feel we have to preface this because
Lions fans are idiots. I'm sorry. They're fucking idiots.
Well, they get butthurt all the time.
I had an argument like this at work today because one of the guys, he's a big Lions fan, and he was blaming Avion or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't remember, some backup guy they had to put in, and he was the guy that gave up that touchdown in the NFC Championship game last year, that one that bounced off his helmet or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he blamed him for loss. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm like, you guys have been good for like 5 minutes, and now all of a sudden you're like, none of these players are good enough for you, really? And second of all, it wasn't his fault why they lost that game last year. I can give you 3 instances of why they lost that game last year. The two fourth downs when you dropped the ball, and the last play before halftime when you should have gone for a touchdown instead of kicking the field goal. Game would have been over. That play wouldn't even have mattered. So for you idiots to say stupid shit like that, it's like, no. This is why I don't like you. This is why I don't like your fan base.
That goes to, again, for me, that goes back to, and again, I come across as NFL elitist or football elitist or you know what I mean? Like I'm looking down on people. That to me goes back to they're not real football fans.
No.
They're fans of the uniform. And they don't actually watch the game and know what's going on. They're just, the Lions are winning and they're good. And,
Right.
the refs screwed them over and they should have won.
Now-
and yay, Lions. Or insert your team here. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
for
just
sure.
Lions fans.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
insert team here. But we hear it all the time here in Detroit area because that's the Lions, right?
Yep.
But it's everywhere. And it's fans who are not really fans of the game and know football. They come in and they just root for the uniform, and then they're like, oh, that was a bad call. Oh, this is why this happened. And I have a hard time sitting back and not saying, you're fucking stupid. But I've learned to bite my tongue because there's
It's not worth it.
It's just not because
It's not.
they're not. Even if I tried to explain to them things,
It doesn't matter.
They're not going to understand
No,
it anyway,
it
and I'm going to
yeah.
waste my breath.
No, absolutely. And again, I'm not saying the entire fan base are
No.
full of fucking idiots because that's not
No,
that's not the
I
case.
know. We know a couple of them ourselves that are definitely
Absolutely. And those fans I can actually appreciate. And those fans are the ones I'm actually happy for that they are on this ride with this team. Those fans I'm actually happy for. It's the idiots that you just described that make it so I don't like this team.
not. Right.
Like, I want nothing to do with this team at all. Yeah. And, you said, well, the Lions are good. Are you going to jump back on the bandwagon? Fuck no.
It's funny. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten that question in the last few months. No.
Enjoy it, guys.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Enjoy it.
you go enjoy. Like, you go do you, boo boo.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't need to be along for that ride.
I'm good.
You go have fun, enjoy the
If
ride.
you guys make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, awesome.
Great, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Still won't be a fan.
Will not care.
We'll still hate the franchise.
Yep.
We'll still hate most of the fan base. Don't really give a shit.
Will not care one bit. I'll be happy for you or certain people that I know.
Certain people.
But other than that, that's the extent of it for me. However, somebody who I do root for.
Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank.
That's right. If you're a homeowner or looking to be a first-time home buyer, give Jason Stiltner, Senior Loan Officer at Flagstar Bank, a call today at 248-752-3631. Jason has great mortgage programs for first-time home buyers, including down payment assistance options and excellent interest rates. Again, give my guy, Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank, a call today at 248-752-3631 and get the excellent service you deserve. Flagstar Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
Let's go Buffalo! Let's go Buffalo! Let's go Buffalo! Let's go Buffalo!
That's for you, Alicia. Well done. Good job, buddy. Well played.
Yeah, I had to give her that.
Nice.
So
Moving on, Dolphins Patriots. Not much for me in this game. The Patriots aren't very good. The Dolphins, obviously, they look significantly different with Tua at quarterback.
yeah.
Like significantly different. But again, it's a game you should win, and they did. They got a big one upcoming this week, which we'll get to here shortly. But yeah, other than that, there's really not much in this game that I really want to go over.
No.
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 Same thing with the next game, the Bucs and Giants. The Giants are an absolute dumpster fire. I was asked today, like, why didn't Drew Lock start instead of Tommy Cutlets? I'm like, because they want to fucking lose, guys.
Well, and because if Drew Lock played a certain number of games, he would have been due more money.
Yeah.
So Tommy Cutlets, he's dealing with
I saw that.
he's dealing
Yeah.
with an elbow injury.
I saw
think.
that. Yeah.
So guess who's going to start the next game? Because he's dealing with an elbow injury.
Which I find funny. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of dirty how these owners do these players though. Like
Yeah,
that.
he's dealing
Same thing
with-
with Daniel Jones.
He's dealing with an elbow injury.
Like they basically made him fourth string and then they cut him because they didn't want him to get hurt because they'd have to pay him a shitload of money.
Hey, Mike Brooks joining in, waving at us.
Mike Brooks.
Look at you waving at us, Mike.
What's up, Mike Brooks?
I'll
How
see
you
you.
doing?
I'll see you Thursday with the Munchkin.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, the Giants are absolute disaster. Buccaneers again, 5-6 in a game they should win. They did, so good for them. Yeah, moving on. Cowboys Commanders. Oh my God, this is one of the worst football games I've ever seen in my life, especially the end of it. Did you happen to see the end of this game?
I don't think I did. No.
It was.
Oh wait, yes I did.
It was a wild finish, but it was like
So
a
I
wild.
did.
So it was a wild finish because these two teams fucking suck.
So yeah, Terry McLaurin took a pass 80 yards to the house, which I think again it was like Dallas's defense was standing still. Like I don't know how he made it all the way to the end zone, but
I'm watching it going, is anybody gonna try to push this guy out of bounds? Like at all?
well, and then so they tie up the game, or they're within 1 point to tie up the game, and then their kicker, fucking kickers, their
man.
fucking kicker missed the extra point. So then they have to try an onside kick.
Yep.
And Dallas takes the onside kick back to the house for a touchdown.
And I saw that. I'm like, somebody's day. Somebody had a bet on that game.
Fall down, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. But somebody's day on that touchdown.
Oh
it
yeah.
totally fucked their day.
Yep.
Totally fucked their day.
Yep.
But yes, just go down. He was all celebrating, like he was so happy about
Right.
it.
And did you see the rest? Everyone else was like,
Just go down.
dude,
What are you doing?
fuck are you doing?
Just go down, man. Run out the clock, idiot.
fuck are you doing?
But yeah, that's again, that was a wild finish between two. I'm sorry, I think the Commanders. Yes, and we were talking about this a little bit before the show. That the Commanders are young, okay, like they're as we say, they're real adjacent, kind of.
Who? Commanders?
Yes.
So yeah, and we talked about it before the show. And my thing is, nobody expected them to be what they are right now. I mean,
No,
they're 7-5.
they
No,
are.
nobody was giving them 7 wins on the season,
No.
let alone 7 wins by now. So, do I think they're real? I mean, they're real as far as they have a competitive young team. and I think they're heading in the right direction. I think they overachieved for the first half of the season,
Right.
and now again, water finds its level. They're leveling out a little bit. Jaden Daniels is very good, but he's still a rookie. He's gonna make mistakes, and they have a young team. They should not have been at the record they're at right now.
Right.
So they stumbled a little bit. I'm anxious to see how they come back in the second half of the season here, towards the end, and see what they do here in the next 6 weeks here,
Yeah.
and how they finish the season out.
Okay.
So real adjacent.
Real adjacent. Yes.
They're real ascending. They're ascending to be real. I don't know.
I guess. Next, the Chiefs struggled with the Panthers.
Dude, they almost knocked me out of my Survivor League.
Like, seriously.
I was worried.
This is literally, like, I think the only game I've watched of Bryce Young who actually looked good in the NFL.
Yeah, he didn't look
He
bad.
looked good.
He didn't look bad in this game.
I'm like, okay, there's something here, maybe. I don't know.
I can't even say he looked good. He just didn't look bad, right?
Maybe that's how bad he's looked.
right. That's how
It's
bad
kinda
he
like,
looked.
okay.
He looked competent,
Yes.
which
yeah,
I think
that's
is
probably a better word, yes. Competent.
I think is the best word. And
Yeah.
and again, so we talked about it. The Carolina Panthers team, right? I mean, Baker went and played for them for a little while, and everyone that saw him play for Carolina said, we told you couldn't play. We told you sucked.
Right.
Then he goes to Tampa and he makes it to playoffs on a team that should have never made the playoffs.
Right.
And he still looks really good in Tampa, and he got a big contract with them. You talk about Sam Darnold. The Jets look really bad. I think anybody will look bad on a team. Carolina team. I think anybody will look bad on that fucking team. Now he's on a team that's competent, and he looks like he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Right.
So how much of it goes to learning, coming into the game, learning how fast the game is compared to college, and being able to make those reads and make those calls faster,
Yeah.
and being able to catch up to the speed of the game, and then the situation around you. You know what I mean? Some guys look really bad that aren't actually that bad. And we've seen it with Geno Smith. We've seen it with Sam Darnold. I mean, there's other names along the line that in bad situations look bad, and in good situations look pretty fucking good.
Well, to that point, and in this next game, it kind of leads to a quarterback in that realm, I guess, the Titans-Texans game. Like Will Levis and C.J. Stroud. Like, has C.J. Stroud regressed this year, or is it
Yes.
his lack of weapons?
Okay, so part of it is probably that there was a lack of weapons, right? First, Nico Collins went down for a while.
Yes.
Then shortly after that, Stephon Diggs went down. Now he's got Nico Collins back. Tank Dell's on the other side.
And you have to factor in that his offensive line fucking sucks.
And they're running the ball more, too, though.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the other thing is they're not passing it as much. They are running the ball more because they have a real true running back in Joe Mixon.
Yep.
And they're handing the ball off a lot more. But no, I think this is a little bit of a sophomore slump. He has taken a step backwards a little bit. I wouldn't chalk it up to too much of him not being good. He caught teams by surprise last year a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to now adjust his game, and I think
I think he will.
I think he's good enough to do it.
I do too.
I think part of it's on the team though too. I think sometimes the play calling from what I've seen on offense for them is not necessarily the best. You know, him being put in bad situations, more penalties on that team, putting them in long third down situations where, you know, anytime you put yourself in a long third down situation,
It's not good for really
you're
any
setting yourself up
quarterback.
to fail.
Yep.
Like there's a lot of times where I've seen that happen with them,
Yep,
and
no doubt.
you know that takes away your run game. That tells the other team you're gonna have to pass,
Yep.
and it sets you up to fail.
Yeah.
But Will Levis looked pretty good.
he finally, you know. But again, is that a one-off or is it?
That you know, I don't know. I don't know. But he looked decent,
Yep.
and I wouldn't say he looked great.
No.
He looked competent. He looked decent.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I think there's right there. You saw a quarterback that hadn't been playing well, and in this game showed signs of playing well, and then you have another quarterback that played really well last year, who by all accounts, maybe should have won MVP last year, and yet
He made a case for it.
this year is not quite
Yeah.
not quite up to that same level.
But we've
so.
talked about it numerous times. That sophomore slump, it's real.
Oh, absolutely.
It's absolutely real. Teams get enough tape on you, they can figure you out and scheme up against it. And good players will figure it out. They'll make adjustments, which I think he will. So,
And I think that coaching staff will too.
I do too.
I like
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans. I think he will
with
have
you on
that team. He'll get them back around.
no doubt. Broncos Raiders. Again, the Broncos kind of take care of business here. The Raiders are arguably they are one of the worst organizations in sports.
Yeah.
But the Ron Bo Nix again, dude, he's in the lead, for me. He's the leader in the clubhouse for offensive rookie of the year.
He's definitely pulled up to where he's neck and neck with Jaden Daniels.
I think
now.
he's ahead of Jaden Daniels. Honestly,
he's there.
Sean
he's
Payton
there.
got his guy. This is the guy he wanted, and you could see it week by week. He's getting better and better, and that's why I picked him for my sleeper for rookie of the year. Because I obviously picked Daniels for rookie of the year, but I picked Nix as my sleeper for that. So good on the Broncos. Again, the Raiders are just and it's so sad for the Raiders because that used to be one of the marquee franchises in sports, and now it's just I don't want to say they're irrelevant because they are the Raiders, but my God, that franchise is so fucking bad. This is bad decision, and this is what we say all the time. This is why bad organizations stay bad because they make just horrendous decisions constantly. So, but what are you gonna do?
I got news for you.
What's that?
I'm looking back at our picks. You didn't pick him for
I
offensive
didn't?
rookie of the year. You picked Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh.
as your first pick. Jaden Daniels
What
as
did
your
I
second.
picked Bo Nix for something. I forgot what it was.
I'm trying to see.
I thought I picked him for something.
Nothing in your official picks.
Really? I could have swore I picked him for something.
Nothing in your official picks.
Anyways,
I'm trying to look through. Let's see. Eric picked Bo Nix as a rookie star.
Okay.
His number 2 rookie star. His first rookie star was Caleb Williams, though. So
Oh yeah. I could have swore I picked him for something. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. I'm not seeing him on here. I didn't pick him for shit.
Right. I could.
But again, for me that was more of I thought the team was going to be really bad, not necessarily him.
Right. Yeah.
But right now he is fucking balling out.
he is, no doubt. So, but it proved me wrong.
Fucking prove a lot of people wrong.
Apparently. Next, Packers hammer the 49ers now. Obviously, Purdy wasn't playing in this game. 49ers,
They were flat, man.
they were really flat. The game they need. Like
They were extremely flat. I mean, that was a rough game.
it really was. Like, the 49ers are in trouble.
Oh, they're in big trouble.
Like, not only did they just get thumped by the Packers, and now they got to go to Buffalo.
They got to go to Buffalo, and I'm not sure Purdy's going to play in that game either.
That's why the line is kind of where it's at right now. I think it's at -7.
Yeah.
And I think, depending on if he plays, it'll go down probably to 5 or so, I would say.
But like they are in trouble.
Yes.
They are definitely in trouble.
And from what I hear, it's going to be some snow in Buffalo on Sunday night.
Ooh,
So
that could be fun.
so
watch.
they got to back-to-back weeks the Niners had to fly out to Green Bay, get thumped, fly back, and then they got to fly back out to Buffalo.
Yeah, that's a rough stretch.
That is a very rough stretch. However, I mean, they're the Niners. You can't count them out. They've been good for a numerous amount of years here.
And
so.
they have some dogs. On
They
that
do
team.
have some dogs on that team. So, this is almost a must-win against Buffalo.
So, they're
The way that division is shaking out,
they're in trouble. Basically, if this was a boxing match, you'd say, man, they're on the ropes.
they are on the ropes for sure.
They gotta come out swinging here real quick.
Yeah,
There's 6 games left, and they need pretty much every one of these motherfuckers.
agreed. Was staying in that division in the NFC West. Seahawks and Cardinals. This game was nothing to write home about. It was kind of a shit
dog
game.
shit.
It really was. But this goes to what we said about the Cardinals kind of all year is they have stretches where they look really, really fucking good, and then they have stretches where they look really, really fucking bad.
Yeah,
And this is one of those bad ones.
I mean, and it's not like they weren't moving the ball. I mean, they had no run game in this game. Arizona didn't. I mean, Kyler threw for 285 yards. He did throw a pick.
He did.
But they moved the football. They just couldn't put it in the end zone. Period. Like they were moving it between the 20s, but once they got down near the 20, it was game over.
But that's one of the things that we've talked about.
There was no finish.
Yeah.
But did you close?
You know
They couldn't close.
But you know who does close?
The Joe Wright Group.
That's right. Whether you're buying or selling your home, now's the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 3 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move with the right group, the Joe Wright Group. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, and Shane Wilson a call today at 248-535-4750 to fulfill all of your real estate needs.
No, I sound drunk.
No, that'll be tomorrow. But yeah, and then the Seahawks, that's a big win for them. That division, that's what I'm saying. This is kind of a huge one coming up for the Niners. You know, this division, those teams aren't doing them any favors. They really aren't. So
So who's the best team in that division?
I don't know. That's the
I mean, Arizona, Seattle, the Rams. I mean, they're all within 1 game of each other. Arizona and Seattle are 6-5. The Rams and the Niners are 5-6. It's like every other game they look good or they look bad. The Rams have looked like world beaters in one game and come out and look like dog shit against Philly.
If I had to pick one of them, I'd probably pick the Rams. I guess.
See, if I had to
don't know.
If I had to pick one right now, it'd be Seattle.
I only picked the Rams simply because they have the only player in that division who's won a Super Bowl and head coach. You know, that's it. That's the only reason why I'm picking them, because they have that pedigree. They've been there. Okay.
I mean, that might get them the edge.
It might. But gun to my head, I don't know.
Gun to my head right now, I would say Seattle, but again, I wouldn't be confident.
It comes down to do I trust Geno Smith or do I trust Matt Stafford?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Right? Do I trust Brock Purdy or do I trust Kyler Murray?
Hey.
Is it right?
Honestly, as much as I like Kyler Murray, I like it, and I think he gets bagged on a little bit too much. I trust Purdy over Kyler Murray.
I would agree with you on that, but here's where what I'll differ is so you trust Brock Purdy or do you trust Matt Stafford?
Oh. I mean, Matt's got it done. Matt's gotten it done.
Yeah.
But
I think here's what I'm going to say.
That's tough.
I'm going to say Stafford simply because I think he can do things Brock Purdy can't do.
I think he might be able to make some throws.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I think he can make certain throws that Brock Purdy cannot make.
Yeah.
And this is why I trust. I guess I trust him more than.
And in all honesty, Matt Stafford can make some throws that a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL can't make. So
right, true. You're right. But guess that's if I had to say trust, that's why I'd say I would trust Stafford over Brock Purdy, and that's why I'm taking the Rams as quote the best team in that division.
Yeah.
I don't know. But in all actuality, they're all fucking mid.
That's a tough call.
But it goes to this point though. They just played the Eagles, and the Eagles dump trucked them.
Oh, trash canned them.
What the Eagles are doing now is just made me look like a complete fucking idiot. Because I thought this team was going to absolutely implode, and they have not. Ever since that bye week, they've been on an absolute tear.
I'm going to make a PSA. This is to Lions fans. Watch the fuck out for Philly. I'm just saying. They got a run game. Their offensive line is fucking good. I don't care who they lost. Their defense is getting better every week.
Yep.
Watch the fuck out.
Oh, but we'll get them at home, so it doesn't matter. The Eagles are legit, guys.
They're only 1 game behind them in standings right now anyway. You're not locked up to have the home advantage throughout the whole thing. Like, you got to finish out the next 6 weeks, guys.
Yep. But yeah,
I'm just saying that one of the Philly is right there. We openly admit right now Detroit's the best team in the league.
Yep.
Philly is right there on your heels. Right there.
Oh, they are. They absolutely are. And again, ever since that bye week, they've just gotten better and better and better. The offense looks like it's finally starting to come together, gelling really well. Do I still think the Lions are better? I don't know. I think they are because I think they are the best team in the game right now.
I think right now I would tell you the Lions are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
But Philly keeps getting better as the year goes on, and they're shortening that gap.
Yep. Like I'm looking at the rest of the Eagles schedule, right? They have the Ravens next, and then they got the Panthers,
Yep.
Steelers, Redskins, Cowboys, and Giants. It's not exactly the hardest of schedules coming up.
Yeah, Carolina, Dallas, the Giants.
Yes.
Or was it the Jets?
No, Giants.
Giants, okay. Yeah, I mean, Baltimore's going to be a tough game for them.
Especially if they win that Baltimore game. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they do win the Baltimore game, honestly. And then Carolina, that's unless they get caught with their pants down, they're going to win that game.
Right.
Pittsburgh, they're good, but I don't think they're Philly good. And it's in Philly.
Yep.
And then Washington, we've seen they're not the world beaters they were when they first started out this season. And then you got a mailing it in Dallas team and a.
The Giants.
I was gonna say I can't even say they're mailing it in.
No, this is bad.
They're like, hey, we're done.
We're done. It's over.
They didn't even bother putting the postage stamp on it, and
Right.
mailing it. They were just like, no, we're good.
Right.
We're done.
So if the Eagles, like I said, if the Eagles can get by that Baltimore game with a win, yeah, that's going to be a thing. Like, that's a good team. And obviously the Rams, it's a bad game. They got trucked. Simple as that.
Yeah, and if you're looking at schedule playing out, right? I mean, Philly, their schedule doesn't look. Their schedule looks mid, coming up. Detroit, yeah, they have Chicago. To me, that's an easy win.
But I think they got like 4 of their last 5 at home. The Lions, I believe.
They got their next 3 at home.
Right.
So they've got Chicago on Thanksgiving Day,
Win.
which I think is a lock or a win.
Yes.
They've got Green Bay on a night game. And I honestly, that one is going to be. I don't care what Lions fans say. It's going to be a tough.
It is, but I think the Lions ultimately win that game.
Ultimately, yes. They've got Buffalo in Detroit.
That game might not matter. Honestly, it might not for the Bills.
Tough matchup.
Right.
Then they got Chicago in Chicago,
Win.
and then they've got at San Fran.
That might be the one right there because San Francisco might be playing for their playoff life.
And then they've got last game is Minnesota at home.
Okay. So yeah, I think the Lions schedule stacks up a little bit more difficult than the Eagles schedule does.
Not a lot.
No, but I think
But because they have Chicago twice. But
right.
no, I mean you get a San Francisco team, you get a Buffalo team, and you get a Minnesota team who are all legit playoff contenders.
Right.
And Green Bay.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting moving forward. I'm looking forward to how this.
I think
plays out, so
I think these next 6 weeks are going to be pretty fucking interesting.
I would concur with that. In the last game on the slate, the Monday Nighter last night, Ravens take care of the Chargers. That's a good win for the Ravens. I think it's a really good win for the Ravens. The Chargers are sneaky good. But, yeah, good for the Ravens.
Yeah.
It's a good win for them. I'm shocked they didn't, try to hand it back to them, but hand it back to the Chargers. Like,
Well, that game was actually close in the first half.
Right.
And then Baltimore pulled away in the second half is what they did, which is not really what they do. That's not their thing. But they did.
No, they did. And obviously Lamar did his thing. Derrick Henry did his thing. God, that guy's an absolute monster.
You know what's funny? I had a friend message me, and they're like, yeah, I'm thinking about taking parlay in Baltimore and Derrick Henry over 70.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I look at a lot of stuff, and I was like, in my opinion, it's risky.
Mm-hmm.
Any gambling is risky, but I was like, listen, the Chargers are 11th against the run total. They only allow 100. There was like 110 yards a game total rushing.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry hadn't crossed the 70-yard mark in 3 games.
Right.
And then the algorithms out there were saying that the Chargers were going to win the game outright. I'm like, it's risky. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't talked to her today, but I'm hoping she actually played it and didn't listen to me. But if I'm asked my opinion, I give it, and that's nothing I said was wrong. But man, they were holding Derrick Henry to 2 yards of carry there for a little while until all of a sudden he just popped a couple big ones, and then he ended up the Chargers look like they gave up on defense, honestly. Listen, when you see Derrick Henry running at you, you make a business decision.
Yep.
I
don't blame you.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't blame you.
That's all I'm saying is they make business decisions when they see a building running at them.
So moving on to next week, obviously it's Thanksgiving, so we got 3 games on Thursday night, or Thursday, I should say. The slate is not exactly the sexiest of Thanksgiving matchups.
No.
You got Chicago, Detroit, New York, Dallas. The night game should be hopefully a good one in the Dolphins and Green Bay.
Yeah, the night game should be interesting and fun to watch.
Yeah.
For Lions fans, they might actually, for the first time in 8 years, get a win on Thanksgiving.
I can't believe when I heard that. I'm like, wait, they haven't won a Thanksgiving game in that long? Holy shit.
It's been 7 straight years.
Shit, man.
So, I mean, I'll be honest with you. If they get it, this game, there's no way they should lose this game.
No, you should absolutely
But I'll
win
be
this
honest
game.
with you. If they do lose this game somehow, if they collapse and lose this game, my Thanksgiving will be the best fucking Thanksgiving there's ever been.
I mean, it was pretty good last year when Green Bay walked in and whooped on them, so that was cool.
I did enjoy that. But yeah, for me, I don't want to watch that game because I don't want to hear Lions slaps and just how great they are now. The Giants Cowboys game, I could give a rat's ass.
That's gonna be nap time.
That's the only thing I care about in that is if I put a bet on it,
or
like some parlays or something like that, or my fantasy players, which I have Tyrone Tracy, and that's the only. Well, I actually have CeeDee Lamb in a couple leagues too, but I mean I don't expect much out of him. But yeah, my fantasy players. That's it. That game right now does not interest me one bit. The night game.
Yes.
The night game is what actually interests me.
Yep. No, I'm with you on that one. Then we got a Black Friday game, Vegas and Kansas City.
Friday.
Kansas City should absolutely destroy this Vegas team.
Oh, they're favored by 12.5.
Yeah. And that's a lot for an NFL game.
That's a lot.
But I think Kansas City's going to do that. I know they haven't looked great in the past few weeks. I understand that. And I think this game against
that Black Friday game, what channel was it on?
It's on Prime.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I think that
I was hoping this wasn't one of the Netflix games.
Right.
Like, oh great, none of us will be able to see it.
But I think that game against Carolina for Kansas City was kind of I don't want to say a trap game, but I think it was kind of a letdown game after going to Buffalo. I get it. But I think they absolutely paced the fucking Raiders in this game. I really think that's going to happen. And I think Pacheco's coming back too, right?
Pacheco's coming back. They're not going to run him a whole lot. But listen, they're going to have him and Kareem Hunt. They're going to split carries. It's probably going to be more Kareem Hunt, but I believe they're going to gash the shit out of that team.
Oh, I think so, 100%. That you want to talk about a team making business decisions? The Raiders.
Yeah.
And then looking at the rest of the slate coming up this weekend, the Chargers and Falcons, that might be a decent game. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. I got a sneaky suspicion about Cincinnati in that one. I think they're going to beat them. I think they're going to beat Pittsburgh.
I do too.
I do.
I do too.
Arizona, Minnesota should be a good one. Indianapolis, New England, don't care. Seattle, New York, don't care. Jets, not Giants. Tennessee, Washington, that might be all right, I guess. Maybe.
A couple of younger quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Teams that are building towards something.
Yeah.
They're not there yet, but they're trying to build.
Houston, Jacksonville. I mean, Houston should absolutely wipe the floor with Jacksonville, but
They should, but
Rams, Saints, don't care. Tampa, Carolina, You got see, this is another one.
Niners, Bills.
How did this happen again?
What's that?
like you have two games at the end. You got Philly, Baltimore, and San Francisco, Buffalo. And you know what your Monday night fucking game is?
Yeah.
Cleveland, fucking Denver.
Yeah.
How did one of these games not get flexed into Monday night again? I don't get it. Like, how did this happen again? Unbelievable.
I don't know. I would have to look at the rules on how they're allowed to flex and what games they're allowed to do, because I know the channels that currently have them are allowed to block certain games
Yeah.
from being sniped.
Okay.
It's almost like they're allowed to block, and once they make a certain amount of, like, you have a certain amount of denials, and then you lose out and you get one taken. You know what I mean? Like, I'd have to look up the real rules on how they flex these games.
Right.
But yeah, to me, the Philly Baltimore game to me should be flexed to some sort of primetime game.
Agreed.
I would even watch that over the Niners Bills, even though
I would too.
Even though the Niners Bills should be a good game if Purdy's back.
I would definitely put Philly Baltimore at Monday night.
Philly Baltimore should be a primetime game.
Yes, I concur with that.
But it is the main game on the slate at the 4:00 window.
So what?
Is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes down to those networks are allowed to deny certain games being pulled, because obviously they don't want all their good games getting pulled, and they're going to lose fucking rating. Like, they don't want all the good games getting pulled from them.
Once again, there's only 3 4:00 games this week.
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Give me at least 4. Give me at least 4 4:00 games. Why do you have to play fucking 2, 4, 6, 7? Why do you got to play 7 games at 1 and 3 at 4? Fucking move one of those.
I concur with this 100%. But we are not in positions to make those calls, so.
No, I wish I was.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. You and me both. Anyways, so
speaking of making decisions,
yes,
you know the best decision you can make for a smooth event?
Yeah, call Baldman Entertainment.
Baldman Entertainment.
Yes.
We all know planning an event such as a wedding, birthday party, graduation party, or any other event that might require a DJ can be very hairy. Eliminate the stress and give Steve Waddell at Baldman Entertainment a call today, 586-747-5402. To see all of his upcoming events, check out his link on our Facebook page or go to sotdet.com. Click on the Baldman logo. Again, that's Baldman Entertainment, 586-747-5402. The best decision you can make for a smooth event. And I do believe he has an event coming up tomorrow night. So check that out. And if you want to go see DJ Baldman Entertainment mixing the beats.
Is that what it is?
Out.
Is that what his DJ name is?
I don't know.
DJ Baldman?
No, he's Baldman Entertainment. Okay. So if you want to see DJ Waddell, and not me.
Not you.
Mixing the beats tomorrow night for the biggest bar night of the year.
Yeah.
Check him out at sotdet.com and click on the Baldman logo.
Yes. All right. Should we get into our picks?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Yes.
This segment is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group.
It's time!
Okay, this is the point of the show where I just get really depressed.
I thought you used to be really good at this once.
I used to be. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe I should start doing research again. I don't know. I can't pick these games on my own anymore. I guess.
When we first
Alicia, can you start picking my games for me?
Like when we first started doing the new iteration of this show, when we had our Sunday show, you guys were killing it with this. And what happened?
So here's one thing. No excuses, but I could tell you, throughout the week, I changed my picks on some of these myself. Just the closer the games got, and the more things happen. Obviously, like things happen closer to the week. On Thursday at work, I told Eric, I'm like, watch out for Cleveland tonight. I think they got a shot.
Yeah.
They play Pittsburgh hard. Like, watch out. I think they got a shot tonight. It just the way the week progresses, you get different feelings about things the more you look at them. When you make picks on Tuesday for the Sunday games, you know what I mean? Like things change.
They do.
So yeah, when we were making the picks on the Sunday shows before the game started,
yeah, that's fair.
You know, we were picking that same day.
No, that's
and the day before the money games.
I think I should make a good point on that. Yeah.
So It's not an excuse. You guys are doing the
It's
same
not
thing.
an excuse. It's
Well,
real. It's a thing.
You guys are doing the same thing, and your picks are better than mine. So that's where it's at. But yeah, I can tell you specifically this week, there was like 3 of my picks that if I closer to game time,
You would have changed it.
my picks would have been different.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, so
After you made excuses. It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Frank actually won
Did he?
both the college and the pro.
No shit. Good for him.
He went 6-3 in the college picks. You were 5-4. Eric
Winning
and I were both 4-5.
Okay.
NFL picks.
Yeah.
Frank was 5-2.
Nice.
You and I were both 4-3.
Winning week, baby. Yeah.
And Eric was 3-4.
Eric
so
sucks.
Alicia's picks did not work out well this week.
No, Eric definitely made those picks.
Eric made those.
Yeah.
I think Alicia made this week's picks though,
I
because
think
there
so.
was an exclamation point next to the
I
Bills.
saw that. I actually put that in in here.
So I do believe that Alicia made this week's picks.
I believe you are correct on that. Yeah.
And I think I'm not sure if Frank made any picks this week.
From what I
yeah.
have here, he did not.
But anyway, so for the year, Chris is winning 112, 107 too.
That's right. Eat it, losers.
Frank is in second with 111, 108 and 2. Eric is third with 108, 111 and 2, and I'm in fourth at 105, 114 and 2.
All right. Well, there's a big slate we got this week, so especially with college games. So maybe you can kind of change your luck here and get back into it. You ready to go?
It'd be nice. I don't have any faith in that, but yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Let's
up.
do it.
First off, we got Oklahoma State taking on Colorado. Colorado's laying 17. We all took Oklahoma State, and I have no idea who Frank took. Yep. Next up, we got the Egg Bowl. Mississippi State taking on Mississippi. Mississippi's laying 26.5. Joe, you and I took Mississippi State. Eric, like a dum-dum, took Mississippi.
Who'd Frank take?
I don't know. You tell me. Next up, we got Georgia Tech taking on Georgia. Georgia's laying 19.5. You and Eric took Georgia. I took Georgia Tech.
Who'd Frank
And
take?
I don't know. After that, we got Tennessee laying 10.5, taking on Vanderbilt. All 3 of us took Tennessee, and Frank just said, fuck it, I don't want to make a pick. Yep. Next up, we got Arizona State laying 9, taking on Arizona. The 3 of us took Arizona State, and once again, Frank, I don't know what happened here. Maybe he forgot how to type. I don't know. Maybe he can't read. I don't know.
Guys, I know you have enough.
Next, we got Notre Dame laying 7.5, taking on USC. Joe, you and I took Notre Dame. Eric took USC, and Frank, he couldn't even pick his own fucking team.
What a dick.
Fuck.
Stop it, Chris. You're making it hard.
Nice. Next up, we got the Iron Bowl. Auburn taking on Alabama. Alabama's laying 11.5. Joe, you took Auburn. Eric and I took Alabama, and Frank just said he didn't care. Next up, we got Arkansas taking on Missouri. Missouri's laying 3.5. Joe, you and Eric took Missouri. I took Arkansas, and Frank said, fuck them inbred sons of bitches.
Fuck you both.
Next up, we got Texas laying 6, taking on Texas A&M. You and Eric took Texas. I took Texas A&M, and Frank, I don't know again. Who knows? Maybe he wrote these all down and just said, fuck it, I didn't want to send it to you. I don't know. I don't know what happened here. Next, we got Miami laying 10.5, taking on Syracuse. Joe, you and I took Syracuse. Eric took Miami. And once again, Frank took Crickets. Next up, we got, I think it's called the Palmetto Bowl. We got South Carolina taking on Clemson. Clemson's laying 2.5. Joe, you and Eric took South Carolina. I took Clemson. I know my cousin Joe will be happy about that. He's a big Clemson guy, so he'll be if he's listening, Joe, that was for you, buddy. Next up, we got Kansas State taking on Iowa State. Iowa State's laying 3. Joe, you and I took Iowa State. Eric, late, took Kansas State because apparently he missed 3 fucking picks this week. 3.
No, it's because Alicia made the picks this week, so he didn't convey the picks, what games to her. It was his fault that he didn't.
That's
give
why
her
I'm
all the
blaming
games.
him.
Right? Yeah, he didn't give all the games. To
Yeah,
her.
that's why I'm blaming him.
Like what a dick. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna have her make your picks for you,
At least give her all the
at least
games.
give her all the games, man. Like Jesus Christ.
Well, yes, he took Kansas State, and Frank said exactly what you just played. And final game on the college slate, the game, Michigan taking on Ohio State. Ohio State's laying 21, which, frankly, I thought that'd be a higher number. I really did. I thought it'd be like 24, 24 and a half. But you took Michigan. Eric and I took Ohio State. And Frank,
Who'd Frank take?
Michigan State. What?
But that's not the same.
No, it's not the same. This is slightly different. Moving on to the NFL slate. First up, we got the Bears taking on the Lions. The Lions are laying 11. The 3 of us took the Lions. I think Frank took the Bears.
We should make him take the Bears.
We
in that
should
game.
make him take the Bears. Next, Giants, Cowboys. Cowboys laying 4. Joe, you took the Giants. Eric and I took the Cowboys. Next, we got the Dolphins.
Lady friend said U of M and Ohio State game is your anniversary day.
Yep.
And then she said change. I don't know what change means.
It changes. Whatever day that game is on, that's what our anniversary is.
Is that because you guys have bad memories?
Well, that, and it's just easy to remember. Because our first date was Michigan, Ohio State. So, but obviously the date of the game changes every year, so it's just easy to remember. That's when all my problems started.
I gotta be honest with you, man. That's not when all your problems started. I've known you a lot longer than that. Your problems started many years ago, bro.
No, it's once COVID hit, it totally locked me in. I was fucked after that.
That was.
All right, so getting back to the picks, Miami taking on Green Bay. Green Bay's laying 3. Joe, you and I took Green Bay. Eric took Miami. I don't know who Frank took. Yeah, maybe he took Ray Finkel or Lois Einhorn.
Finkel and Einhorn. Einhorn and Finkel.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Finkel is Einhorn?
It's Finkel. Oh my god. Next, we got the Chargers laying 1.5, taking on the Falcons. The 3 of us took the Chargers. Frank still thinks the Chargers play in San Diego. Next, we got the. Oh my god. Next, we got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are laying 3.5. The 3 of us took Minnesota. Frank thinks it's the Twins. I don't know.
Home run.
Home run. After that, we got the Steelers taking on the Bengals. The Bengals are laying 3. Joe, you and I took Cincinnati. Eric took Pittsburgh. Yeah. And Frank obviously didn't take anybody.
Frank took the Pirates.
Frank took the Pirates. There you go. After that, we got the Eagles taking on the Ravens. Baltimore is laying 2.5. All 3 of us took Philly. Frank still thinks the Colts are in Baltimore.
Frank took Baltimore,
He took Baltimore.
but not the
No,
Ravens.
he took the Colts. After that, we got the Browns taking on the Broncos. Broncos are laying 5. The 3 of us took Denver. And Frank still thinks John Elway plays for the Broncos. In the final game of the slate, we got the Niners taking on the Bills. The Bills are laying 7 as of the picks that we got. Joe, you took Buffalo. Alicia took Bills with an exclamation point. I took the Niners. And Frank.
If we take a fucking tight end, I quit.
Yes. Frank took that. And those are this week's picks. That was a good one. I like that.
Well, we just did the rundown of all the big games this weekend.
Yeah.
And coming out of picks for those big games, I have a pick for you for a place to go watch those big games, and that's Tap and Barrel Grill in Shelby Township. They are one of the newest sports bars in Metro Detroit. This upscale sports bar features over 40 craft beers on tap, handcrafted cocktails, a delicious scratch-made food menu, and an amazing patio, which was voted best in Macomb County by Crane's Detroit Weekly. The comfortable feel, attentive staff, and fine dining food options make it a must-visit spot for sports fans or foodies alike. Whether you're watching the big game or just looking for a great meal, Tap and Barrel Grill has you covered. Tap and Barrel Grill, visit them at 50055 Van Dyke Avenue in Shelby Township, or go to tapandbarrelgrill.com.
Nicely done. Good read.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. You're welcome.
All right. Anything else?
No, other than obviously we got Thanksgiving coming up, so just be thankful for everything you got and enjoy your holiday. Watch football, eat some food, drink some beer. You know, have a good time. Enjoy it.
Yep, I agree. It's one of my favorite holidays.
It
so
is. Besides opening day, Tigers opening day, it is my favorite holiday. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's I've learned to enjoy other holidays because of the Munchkin.
Yeah.
But for me personally, this is my favorite holiday. It's just about. I mean, listen, I love food. It's about food.
Yep.
It's about family.
Yep.
It's about friends.
Don't overcook your turkeys.
Yeah, don't. Which is I love the turkey that Mike cooks at his house every year. I'm telling you, it's if everybody cooked their turkey like that, more people would enjoy turkey.
Does he deep fry it?
No, it's just none of it's dry.
Yeah.
There's not a dry spot on that turkey ever. It's insane, dude.
Now, are you more of a turkey guy or more of a ham guy?
It depends. I like. Okay, so if you're talking cold cuts, like I like turkey on like a
No, I'm
sandwich.
talking
or
just
whatever.
Thanksgiving.
But Thanksgiving, no, I'm a turkey guy.
Are you?
But I'm not a turkey guy any other time of the year. Like
Okay.
you wouldn't catch me eating turkey a lot throughout the rest of the year. But again, Mike does a fantastic turkey to where none of it's dry.
Yeah.
It's completely juicy. And I think that's one of the biggest things with turkey is that it's easy to dry out, and then you eat it.
It is very easy to dry out.
And a lot of people don't like turkey because of they've had it cooked so shitty
Right.
that it's awful. But
As the years have gone on, I've gotten to be more and more of a ham guy. It'll still be turkey before ham always, but the more and more I eat the ham at Thanksgiving now.
I'm a Christmas ham person. I like
Okay.
ham at Christmas time.
All right. That's
It's
fair.
weird. I have foods for certain holidays, but yeah.
Right. Now, are you a guy who like they'll make their plate and then they just dump gravy all over the whole thing? Like
No,
me?
not
I
no.
do. Oh my god.
Not the whole thing.
Oh, it's
now.
swimming in gravy.
So I do love gravy.
I do too.
I'll put it over top of the meat and the stuffing and the potatoes. But like, if there's cheesy potatoes, no.
I'll even put it
can't-
on cheesy potatoes
I
now.
don't put gravy on cheesy
I
potatoes.
do. Now, I did it last year. That was the first time I had ever done it with my mom's cheesy potatoes, which are the fucking best. And I tried it with the gravy. I'm like, dude, this is fucking amazing. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I just dumped the gravy like all over the plate. Fuck it, let's go.
It's so great. You can't go wrong.
No.
with Thanksgiving. There's so many good things.
There is so many good things. Now, I know like a lot of families will have like a really quick Thanksgiving. It's like a couple hours and then they get the fuck out. And
Yeah.
other families are just like, it's like an all day affair.
See, that's at Mike's house,
Yeah.
they have, and it's not just their family. They include friends, obviously, and friends who are like family. But yeah,
Right.
we've been going there since I think Raylan's second Thanksgiving, and it's become a tradition. We go over there every year, and it's like an all day thing. It like starts at noon,
Yep.
and people are there, and the last stragglers. Sometimes we're there, last stragglers, me and Ray, but it's 8, 9, 10 o'clock sometimes, and it's fun. It's a great day. I really look forward to it every year, and especially these days I don't even get to see them a whole lot anymore. So I do
Right.
look forward to going over there and spending time with them. And it's a fun day. It's a great day.
No, I agree with you. I know when I would go to like my family's Thanksgivings, which we really don't have anymore, unfortunately.
Same.
They were pretty much like all day type affairs, except one of my uncle's houses. It was like everything was on a timer, like everything. It was like, all right, that's lame to me.
Yeah.
But now we go to Lady's friend's family's house, and that is the most chilled, laid back, like holiday ever. Everybody comes in literally like wearing pajamas, whatever, doesn't matter, sweats, doesn't fucking matter. It is like an all day affair. Great food. It's like I love it over there. It's a really good time. Yeah, there's a bunch of screaming kids and shit like that, but we just like throw them downstairs and say, do whatever you got to do, and so the adults can, kind of do their thing. But I kind of like that aspect of Thanksgiving and just holidays in general, like especially like Christmas. I don't like to be like rushing it. What's the fuck? Why are we rushing this?
No,
What's the point?
Yeah, and that's what I like about, like I said, about going over to Mike's house, and Mike and Lori do a great job hosting everybody in their family and everybody that's not in their family that they have over. And it's really chill. It's laid back. Football's on the entire time.
Yeah.
Kids
play games, card games.
Kids are playing. Everyone's talking and chatting. It's laid back. It's fun.
Yeah.
And those are what I remember my Thanksgivings being like when I was a kid.
Yep.
Going over to my grandma's house, and everybody would come in, even from out of town, to grandma's house. And that's why I like taking Raylan over there, and I like going over there because she gets to experience the holiday that my family right now can't give her, because it's just me and my mom and my sister.
Right.
And it's just, we don't have the big get-togethers anymore.
Yeah.
But Raylan gets to experience it going there with Uncle Mike and Aunt Lori and experiencing that part of the holidays, which she doesn't actually get at either one of our houses, my house or her mom's house.
Right.
So she gets to experience that, and I love that about it.
I guess I miss like when we'd go to my grandma's for Thanksgiving as kids. I mean, I got a decent sized family, so we'd have like all the cousins over there, and we'd have the rod hockey tournaments in the basement. The shit was we had so much fun that we'd put like the youngest cousin who was, knew what they were doing. They were old enough. We just play like floor hockey.
Yeah.
In the bay, we make him goalie.
There you
Just
go.
Rifle shots at him. It was great. We loved it. It was so much fun. But I do miss those days. But it's it is what it is. But
yeah. Well, no matter what you do this Thanksgiving, do what you want to do and enjoy your day, because
that is the plan. I plan on eating a lot of good food and drinking some beers and watching football. Well, not great football, but football nonetheless.
There will be football on.
Yes.
The good football probably won't start until 8 o'clock game,
8:15, whatever time it's fucking starting.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you listening out there, whatever you're going to do for Thanksgiving, do it safely.
Yes.
If you're going out to drink the night before Thanksgiving, please do it safely. There's plenty of ways to get home without you driving your car after drinking. Uber, Lyft, call a friend. Do whatever you have to do. Don't be stupid. Be safe. And then enjoy the next day with your friends and family, waking up.
If you don't have to work.
Not hurt.
Yes.
So, on that note, we're done, right?
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts on your favorite podcast provider. Check out SOTDET.com. While you're there, click on our sponsors' logos. You can go to their sites, follow them, frequent them. Go check them out, please. SOTDET.com. Click on shop. Buy some stuff. We would appreciate that. Christmas is coming up.
Christmas is coming up.
So
buy some swag.
Buy some presents. On behalf of Chris and Frank and Eric and Alicia and Lady Friend and everybody else.
Crickets.
And on behalf of... Have a great Thanksgiving. See you next Tuesday.
The Bears.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye. Have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No, 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 no.
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
You were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live
fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.